Well, how are you guys doing today? Hope you are doing well. Some breaking news regarding Critical Role and these two gentlemen. That is Matt Mercer on the left. He is of course, game master for Critical Role, and Brennan Lee Mulligan on the right. Tell you what's going on, then give you a couple of opinions I have on some stuff that I found was interesting around this news. Critical Role sets Brennan Lee Mulligan as game master for the next core campaign as he signs a new 3-year deal with Dropout. That is his company. Let that sink in for a moment. This is, I guess, the main game. There's been 3 campaigns of Critical Role before this, all run by Matt Mercer and pals. This one is going to be run by Brennan Lee Mulligan. Contrary to popular belief, Dimension 20's Brennan Lee Mulligan is not abandoning his career to make custom American Girl doll shoes. More on that in a moment. No, not only has Mulligan struck a new 3-year deal with Dropout, formerly College Humor. Boy, a lot of these companies, they're so unfunny. I mean, they were really funny, some of them back in like Internet 1.0. And then millennials kind of got their grubby little hands on them. Like Something Awful is just a shadow of its former self. Places like College Humor just are not funny. The Onion is another thing that used to be kind of funny and is now just terrible, terrible, terrible. He'll be visiting the team, this is Brennan Lee Mulligan, at Critical Role as their GM for the next core campaign. And that'll premiere Thursday, October 2nd. Currently untitled. Ushering in a new era with new legends to be forged in a brand new world. 4th installment follows the previous core campaigns, which I'm sure all of the critters know: Vox Machina, Mighty Nine, and Bell's Hills. Brennan Lee Mulligan before, of course, and still is. I don't think he's leaving it. He was the DM for Dimension 20. That's another live play show. Another one of these high production value shows with these kind of quasi, kind of D-grade celebrities that, in all fairness, are enough to carry this kind of a show. And they certainly do have a dedicated fan base. I will never understand it. I would rather be doing something productive and either writing or working on something rather than watching other people play D&D like this. But hey, that is just me. He's going to bring his signature depth, humor, wit, and high-stakes drama to Critical Role's next grand adventure. It kind of shows you what they value: depth, humor, wit, and high-stakes drama. That's because that's kind of their job as these kind of celebrity DMs for these kind of shows. You're kind of playing to your table, but you're also playing to a crowd, like an audience. Now it says details on the cast, world, game system, format, and more for Campaign 4 will be revealed in the coming months. Now that's interesting to me. Darrington Press, which is Critical Role's, their imprint to make RPG products that, you can buy and, use yourself. I mean, they did, of course, just come out with their fantasy role-playing game, Daggerheart. I would have thought it would have just been a no-brainer that the game system is going to be Daggerheart. Why would you be the DM for Critical Role's 4th campaign and not be using Critical Role's house system, which they went to great lengths to promote and is now available? And of course, everybody's crowing on how great it's selling. It is not a very good game, in my opinion. Nonetheless, I would expect that Critical Role would kind of lead with, and of course will be, running this campaign using the great Daggerheart system that we just put out for you guys. And I'm sure they will, but just the fact that they're not even promoting it as a given, kind of tells me maybe there's something going on. Also, Matt Mercer not being there. I mean, I understand him. Basically, they're doing this because he needs a break. And say what you want. I mean, I don't doubt that the guy probably needs a break. In addition to running, campaigns over the last, 10 years or whatever. He's also helping run a company. I'm sure he probably maybe just did need to recharge the battery. So I actually don't, have anything negative to say about, the reason for the change. But I do think it's curious. It's like working on a car and tuning it up, getting it, ready. The engine is revving. You bring it out of the garage and, all your friends and family are there and everybody's like, oh my God, you worked so hard on this car. This is great. This is great. You step out of the car and then you throw the keys to your buddy and say, all right, make her sing. What? You would have thought that they would have timed things a little better. That Matt Mercer could run essentially what's going to be seen as his own game, at his own table, kind of, break it in, so to speak. But no, he's going to let somebody else, I guess, take those slings and arrows. Maybe he's being cagey and he's going to see how this thing plays publicly. Is it going to be a good system to run, for, the masses, for Critical Role? So, and if it isn't, he can kind of escape without being tarnished too much. Maybe that's a little conspiratorial, but I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's a little odd that you're not even running your own game, right out of the gate when people would expect it. And as we said earlier, Brennan Lee Mulligan, one of his hobbies, businesses maybe, is making custom American Girl doll shoes. I find this a little feminine, a little weird, a little creepy too. It's kind of one of those things like if you were a serial killer back in the day, if they found you, they'd like go to your home and be like, oh, let's see how this guy lived, because everybody was so fascinated. Like, what did he do? What was his private life like? This seems like one of those things, doesn't it? Like, did you know he actually made doll shoes on the side, like these creepy little doll shoes? And everybody's like, ooh. Back then, everybody would have said, man, a grown man making doll shoes for girls, that is really, really messed up. Of course, nowadays, it's just kind of like cutesy and, yeah, there you go. Just offering them to the camera. Make up your own mind. I find this incredibly odd, weird, feminine, and let's just say not befitting a gentleman. All right, so there you go. It's going to be a little change. So there you go. Going to be a little bit of a change for the old critters this coming campaign. Like I said, it might be an opportunity for Brennan Lee Mulligan. I don't know if there's much for him to gain, though. He already has his own thing, and he's never going to replace Matt Mercer. So, I don't know. I don't know how much he has to gain, but Matt Mercer might have had quite a bit to lose. So he's probably just letting somebody else take the slings and arrows and work out the wrinkles of Daggerheart first, assuming that's what they use. And look, if they don't use Daggerheart as the system, well, that's going to speak volumes too, won't it? I can't see them not doing it. It is going to look very, very weird if that they do not use their house system for the first campaign after it has been released to the general public. It is very hard to ask people to buy your game when you are not willing to to run it yourself. So we'll see. Who knows? Maybe he can make that turkey sing. It's not a very good game in my opinion, but I know some people have a differing opinion on that, and that's fine. I would say we wish him the best of luck, but quite frankly, I think he's a little odd, a little weird, and critters are probably the worst fan base on the internet. They are just really, really, really vindictive whenever you criticize anyone in their world. I'm sure they may have a lot to say about this video. Who knows? Let me know anyway. I can take it. I got broad shoulders. There you go. And if you want doll shoes for your American Girl doll, hit up Brennan Lee Mulligan. And just don't go up into the attic, please. If he tells you that's where they're kept and he just wants to bring you up there, you may discover an attic full of like orphan bones or something like that. I don't know. Well, thank you very much. Quick little video. Like I said, just wanted to give you my 2 cents on this. In the end, I don't think Matt Mercer is wrong for wanting to take a break. I do understand that. I just think the timing of it is very curious, and maybe that's just the way it lined up. but there could also be a little bit of strategery involved, as they say. Maybe he is using Brennan Lee as a guinea pig while he watches and waits. And if it's a disaster, can always say, "Hey, we didn't realize, this would happen. We got Chris Perkins on board now. We're gonna retool this Daggerheart, and you just wait for Daggerheart 2.0 in a year or two." So we'll see, though. All right, you guys take care. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and we will talk very, very soon. All right, guys, take care. Peace.